Yeah, it's time. I gave them my friend. Oh, okay. It was not. I thought. I just actually got out tonight before too, but I was young. And he lost it in front of everybody. Yeah. Just be late on God's faith, kind of like my daughter. So, but I love it. What do you want to say? Tell me about it. Oh, you didn't know. Yeah.
Hey, good morning. Laura, Laura. Good morning. Good morning. My mom is young.
Yes.
So the dive on the halfway. All right, if I suddenly get very quiet or then you can't hear me, let me know. It looks like we might be losing battery on our mic. So it wouldn't be Tuesday if we didn't have some sort of a tech issue for me to get to remain calm and right. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello. So I'm going to just click through really quickly. There are several classes coming up through the MAPS Fast Track Coaching Program. If you're not familiar with what the Fast Track Coaching Program is, these are small courses offered by our MAPS Coaching Program, which is of course a part of Keller Williams International. Sometimes they will have courses that you can purchase, and sometimes they will have free training, and they happen to have a whole lot of free training coming up. So you can see the link. You can click there to register for any of these classes that seem like they may be of interest. Where can I find rental properties with good cash flow, secure trust and probate listings, top 3 conversations to have with your steers, sellers, and buyers to create a spring explosion for your business, exceeding buyer expectations every time. What makes you say that? Communication skills. Have you heard about DT? No, I'm not going to do the acronyms today, y'all. You can read it. 8 ways to buy rental properties using as little of your cash as possible and demonstrate your value as a buyer's agent. So if you are wanting to educate yourself on any of those topics, please visit the MAPS Coaching Events page, and we've got the link on there. If you currently have an assistant, are looking to hire an assistant, I am frequently asked what training we have available for admin staff. And this is Keller Williams admin training. It is phenomenal. Everybody I have heard that has had their admin go through this and that has gone through it themselves has said that it is just hands down the best course for building that relationship with a solid assistant. And so, and Monica Reynolds is just absolutely incredible. So it is $199 a month for 6 months, and the program runs for 6 months. And the next session of this launches on March 13th, which is tomorrow, the next day. We're almost there.
We're almost there.
So, oh no, Friday, right? Is it Friday?
It's the
13th?
15th. No,
No.
15th is Friday.
All right, who's on first? So we will have this launching on March 13th. So if this is something that matches where your business is currently, get registered right away. And then this is also training available through the MAPS Fast Track. Dan Ahara heads up the Senior Relocation and Wealth Management Division. And he has spoken at our team meeting previously. I'm really impressed by his strategies and by the training that he offers. So he's got a few YouTube kind of mini trainings available, sneak previews. So check those out. And then we are in the middle of Ignite. You may see our Ignite trainees in the boardroom today. They've been here in the training room all week. There is still time to jump into any of these classes that are something that you want to focus on. So please remember that while Ignite is kind of that core boot camp training that can be taken for a full week to build your fundamentals in real estate. You can also audit and attend any of the classes that are on a specific topic that you want to focus on right now. So tomorrow we've got Win the Seller with Jordan McQueen. I know several of you are looking at shifting from a more buyer focused business to working with more listings. So that would be a great one to attend, 9 to 10. Write and receive offers with Jake Jenkins is 10 to 11. Negotiations is 11 to 12. Friday, you've got contracts to close. That's another great one for TCs or if you are your own TC. Lending basics with Grant Money. Is there like a better name for a lender than B Money? I mean, I just really don't know that there is. And then open houses with our very own Lori Gee, 11 to 12. Who attended Lori Gee's broker open? Yeah, did you have a good time? Did you win a prize?
I did win a prize.
Yes, what did you win?
She won a gift card.
Between $20 and $500.
Between $25.
I think I heard Ilario did an Irish jig and won a prize for that, so.
You did too, yeah.
All right, so Molly Fletcher is a sports agent. She happens to be a female sports agent. That is an industry that doesn't have a whole lot of female presence. So she's got to be pretty good at what she does and pretty good at negotiation. Can we play this video real quick?
Yes.
You get what you want, like personally or professionally? Do you like to ask? Like to ask for what you want in life, personally or professionally? Now, let me ask you this. Do you like to negotiate? You might think of negotiation like a friendly game of flag football, or you might think about it like going to the dentist. Whichever your perspective, you know that getting what you want for yourself or for your clients is a critical skill in life and in business. And having that skill set and the confidence to negotiate is a secret weapon for success. Hi, I'm Molly Fletcher. As one of the first female sports agents in the hyper-competitive world of pro sports, I've been at the forefront of negotiating hundreds of millions of dollars of deals. Most of my life for myself or for a roster of over 300 plus clients. Here's the thing. Negotiation isn't just about closing deals. It's about strengthening relationships. It's about adding value. It's about stepping into more opportunities and conversations to ask for and get what you want. Negotiation is about influence and harnessing negotiation. It's a skill. Whether you're negotiating contracts, leading a team, or shaping the trajectory of your career. That's why I've teamed up with KW Maps Coaching to bring you negotiation, maximize your influence. It's a 2-day virtual live experience designed to empower you with the skills, strategies, and yes, confidence that you need to excel in life and in business. In this class, we're going to dive deep into the art and science of negotiation, exploring advanced techniques, real-world case studies, and actionable insights to help you master the negotiation process. Whether you're a seasoned professional looking to sharpen your skills or new to the business world, eager to learn the ropes, this virtual class is for you. Together with KW Maps Coaching, I will arm you with the tools and the confidence to negotiate with clarity, conviction, and compassion, ensuring you emerge from every negotiation with stronger relationships and better outcomes. So if you're ready to take your negotiation game to the next level, join me and KW Maps Coaching for Negotiation, Maximize Your Influence, a 2-day live virtual experience. Together, let's unlock a future filled with endless possibilities for you and the confidence to go after and achieve more than you ever dreamed of. See you soon.
All right, so that is this week, the 14th and 15th, so Thursday and Friday. It is $2.99. There was at one point a 10% off code if you put in MREA 10. If you're gonna register now, I'd say try it. Let's see if you can still get 10% off. I was enormously impressed with Molly when I saw her speak at a Keller Williams event live. I've liked the training on negotiation by Chris Voss, who wrote Never Split the Difference. That was previously my favorite training I have been a part of for negotiation. Molly's might have edged Chris's out a little bit. She's really phenomenal and her strategies just make sense. So we are all involved in negotiations, so if this is something that is good for your career building right now, for your personal development and growth, definitely take a look at that. And I am attending that course, so I will bring you highlights and my kind of top takeaways. I do. Death by Chocolate is this Friday, so if you are participating in Death by Chocolate, see Lisa, make sure that you've got all of the information that you need, as she shared with us last week. You want to be sending out an email reminder to your clients at the beginning of the week. So if you didn't get that, I'm sure you send it today. And then Thursday to call or text your clients and remind them that Friday is the day. And we are looking forward to greeting them here. If you haven't participated in our Death by Chocolate before, the space is just absolutely transformed. And I was so impressed last year by how many of our clients just hung out and made a night of it and enjoyed being here and with one another. So it's a really fun evening. If you are not participating in this client appreciation event and bringing clients, but you want to see what this is about, please come see me after team meeting. I would love to have you come as a Market Center guest so that you can get a feel for this and then maybe tap into it the next time you host Death by Chocolate. If you need CE credit, we have a course that's being offered by Real Advantage Title. This is Wednesday, so tomorrow, 11 to 12. And it's over at their office, which is just right next to us, 6965 Union Park Center. Next week is going to be our awards for February, as well as sharing the stats. So we will go through a highlight reel of the stats from the previous month and talk about specifically how you're going to share these with your clients. And then after team meeting, bring your laptop because our very own Jess Mills will be sharing with you how to share those stats. So we will talk through how do you have the conversations around these. Jess is going to take you through how do you set it up so that these can just be sent out to your clients with a click of a button so that you're not having to fuss with a whole lot of things. And by the time you get around to sharing the stats, it's 2 months later and they're no longer relevant. That's never happened to me. I don't know what you're talking about. And then we are coming up on St. Patrick's Day. And, if you know anything about us, you know that we love to break bread and we love to have a reason to party. So we're going to have our St. Patrick's Day potluck party after team meeting on Tuesday, the 19th. So please sign up at the front desk to bring a dish to share. If you have a famous corned beef or cabbage recipe, you are welcome to stick with the Irish theme. If you say, I would like to bring chips and salsa, we can find a way to make that Irish. So don't stress, don't do a lot of brain damage, just come and enjoy. So there has been a lot of conversations and requests from agents to hear from Gary Keller after the lawsuit and after the settlement. What does this mean for us? How do we better protect ourselves? What is the direction that our industry is going to take in response to this? And he has been thoughtful and careful about his response, but is now ready to respond to that. So the clear message that we're receiving from Gary Keller and that we're receiving really across the industry is the best way to protect us as agents, the best way to protect yourselves is to be clear and transparent about compensation and to be clear, transparent, and skilled in communicating the value that you bring. And so to achieve that end, as well as to answer the questions that we have about where we go from here legally, Gary Keller, with part of his executive team, is putting together the Value Squared training series. So this will be a 3-hour training. It will be in place of team meeting on the 26th. So we had a listing training set up for the 26th. We've moved that to April so that we can watch this together. Our team at the Home Hub is currently working on getting this course CE certified. They're attempting to fast track that. Do not hold me to this, but fingers crossed, they are trying to get that done before the 26th. so that you can all get CE credit for being here. I feel very passionately that a part of what makes Keller Williams special is that we empower entrepreneurs. And we support you in being a successful business owner. And as a business owner, you get to make your own decisions about what you opt into and what you don't, and what you participate in and what you don't. And that's evident in all sorts of things in Keller Williams culture. I mean, from the fact that the yard sign, our name can be in teeny tiny print and we really want you to be front and center, to how we do your business planning, to how we do the education, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This is as close to something that I'm going to say is mandatory as we get. So I don't use the mandatory word, but if I did, if we were a brokerage that had mandatory events and trainings for the brokerage, this would be it. So please, 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 please make it a priority to be here on the 26th to get this information. It is incredibly important for protecting you, for protecting your business, and then for protecting us as a brokerage and as an industry. So if you are not going to be able to be here on the 26th, please come and talk to me after, and let's look at the other upcoming dates so that we can make sure to connect you with one of the trainings. And I guess we can watch a little quick video on with Jason talking about this.
Hey gang, Jason Abrams coming to you, and I want to talk about a very important topic. That topic is value. Our industry is ever evolving. Today, more than ever, real estate agents must understand not only what their value is, but how to explain that value to a potential client. See, the challenge of all businesses is that we have to articulate our value before our customer or client ever experiences it. And that's what our course Value Squared is all about. We're going to be covering from top to bottom. What is our value to both buyers and sellers? How is that value explained? How do we build trust with clients during and after and even before the transaction? And most importantly, we're going to talk about cooperative compensation. What are the words that we use around it? And how do we think about our strategies? Friends, Value Squared is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to assess where we are, and more importantly, about planning where we're going. Join us. Click the link below, and it's going to bring up all the dates that we're going to be teaching it. Gary, Jay, and I will be coming to you directly from KWRI. We're excited about it. We hope you are.
We are so excited. All right.
The energy is real, Robin.
Another thing I'm very excited about. So we have been running the Glow Up series. Kimber, who is our regional tech trainer, has been doing a training series where she talked about how to glow up your website, how to glow up your online presence. This is the final session in the Glow Up series, and it is how to glow up your repeat and referral business. This one is going to be offered here at our market center, so you don't have to travel far. And it is on the 20th from 1 to 2:30 p.m. Our Path to Tapping Mastermind is also on the 20th, so you could just go right from your Glow Up series into Path to Tapper. If this is a goal that you are currently working on, you have not yet tapped, but are working to be at that production level, this is an incredible mastermind that our very own Shauna and Eladio from our ALC have put together. And I hear great things about the conversations coming out of that mastermind, and I see great things in the results from the agents who've attended. And then also on the 20th, we're having such a great day on the 20th. We have Confection and Connection. So this is a social hour. The primary reason we have it is so that agents who are new to our market center, new to Keller Williams, can attend, get to know some of the other agents, get to know the ALC. We have the added benefit that Jordan McQueen, who is a part of our ALC, is an incredible baker. He had a really great year in real estate and decided that he needed to take a few months off and go do culinary school in Park City. And so as his team leader, I should have discouraged this and told him to go sell more houses, but I did not. I encouraged it because he brought in the most delicious baked goods after each training that he went to in Park City. So he does some baking. We all hang out and just gives you a chance to get to know other friendly faces in the office. If you are not brand new to KW, you are still very much invited to this. So please come and join us for this social hour. And then we have a Luck of the Irish, our bingo contest for the month. So this is our bingo blitz. Getting on the phones can sometimes be a little bit scary. And I'm gonna be really honest. After 17 years in real estate, and I couldn't even tell you how many thousands of calls I have made. There are still days that I go to get on the phone and my cell phone appears to have suddenly like weighed 500 pounds. And there is no way I could possibly put it up to my ear. And there are so many things I need to be doing instead. And it's all driven from the fact that I am just having a little bit of fear of the phone that day. And so sorry to burst your bubble if you were thinking I feel that way right now, but one day it will go away. In my experience, still lurks out there. But one of the ways I have found to get through it is to make it fun and to gamify it a little bit. So our bingo contest, people come to the market center, you jump on the phone, you start making your calls. We are not all calling the same types of leads. Some people are calling their sphere of influence, some people are calling expired, some are calling for sale by owners. But just kind of the energy of having other people involved in the same thing makes it easier to do. We do bingo cards, so you can get your little marker on bingo for things like if you hear a dog barking in the background, or if somebody hangs up on you, or if you hear a crying baby. If you get someone saying a 4-letter word to you, you get like a couple of extra bonus squares. So it makes it so that you're not dreading those things, you're actually like hoping for them. Hannah was right there. She almost hit bingo, but nobody yelled at her. I told her she needed to be a little bit more aggressive in her calls. So it makes it fun. We have prizes. And if you are new to getting on the phones and you need lists of people to call, we will have those. Marcel typically comes to help show you how you can pull neighborhood lists if you're doing call arounds. And we have the ALC has our monthly meeting that day. So I'm gonna see if some of them could be coerced to be here and hang out and support this event so that you can hear some more senior agents making calls as well. Senior in like time in the industry, not senior as far as.
Good catch.
Good catch.
Yeah.
If you're still hankering for more CE and the things that we have coming up aren't enough, please remember that you can get 30% off any of your CE courses. This includes like your mandatory residential course, you know, those ones we have to take. On red.theceshop.com, we'll get a monthly code. Our code for this month is Elevate in all caps.
Do you have to be a woman? Because that says no.
Yeah, it's the
Anybody?
buzzword is because it's Women's Month, but anyone can get that. All right, who has listings coming soon?
You guys.
All right, Matt's saving you. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's right.
I've got a townhome in, sorry, one sec. Please talk loud. Got a townhouse in South Salt Lake. I think we're probably about 405 to 32. And that should be live in a few weeks when I find for something else. So if somebody's got something, that'd be great. And then I've got a 1.4 in Sandy, West Sandy. That'll be, it's a beautiful, I sold it, so it's beautiful, but
1.4 West Sandy, about how old is it?
it is 2001.
Okay. All right, well done. Anything else coming soon?
I don't know how soon, but
That's okay, at least you have one.
I have a house in the Adams coming up in maybe a month. I don't know how long it's gonna take us to get it ready, but probably right around the 750 range. And the square footage is up for debate, so I'm getting Joel to do an independent measurement for me, so
All right.
that's all I've got for you, sorry.
That was great.
I have a basically brand new 1-year-old Rambler in Harriman. It's gorgeous, like it's magazine worthy. It just has the main level finish though, but it has like the view of the whole city. It'll be like 1.25.
Nice. Going once, going twice.
I have a couple, do I have?
Someone won't be able to hear you if you don't.
I have a couple of townhomes coming up in Draper.
Okay.
One is, I can't even tell you the amount of bedrooms, but they're both about 3,500 square feet. They'll both be around 6. I don't know, one might be, yeah, right around 6.
The
So
6
I haven't really gotten there yet.
Perfect, all right, townhomes,
But,
great,
no,
right
they're,
around six.
one is 06. And the other one is a little bit older, but a fantastic view of the mountains and privacy.
Love that. All right, going once, going twice. I have a Rambler just outside of Daybreak. Waiting to see when we can get it staged, but should hit the market next week at 1.2. It's 5 bedrooms. And the showstopper, although not so much in this weather, is really the backyard, incredible pool, kind of private oasis. I would like it if I could convince anybody in my house to move. So, congratulations to agents that have listings this week. Joe Reardon, Dana Conway, Lori Gee has a new listing at 1.4, since we've got a few over $1 million coming up soon. Lindsay Kraft, Ashley Lindsay, Rachel Ray Eliason, Jesus Salvino, Mike Heslop, and Edgar Lopez. Let's do a 1, 2, 3. Done. And then welcome to our new agents. So Julie Lanning is a newly licensed agent. She came through the K-Score program. Julie runs a hairstyling business. I met her years ago because she has a blow dry bar. Fun fact, I can't do my own hair at all, ever. So Julie started doing my hair and mentioned once that she was interested in getting into real estate. And so when we had the K-Score program open up, I was able to get her a scholarship and she is newly licensed. So if you see her, tell her welcome. And then we have Laura, who is just joining us. So Laura and Monique. She's probably next, and round of applause for Monique. So,
I gotta go to her other Alpine Homes job.
got it. So Monique has an Alpine Homes community, like Cameron Burnside, and we'll go back to Laura because she's here. So they've joined us from Utah Real Estate PC. I was so impressed with these ladies the first time that they came through and met with us. Really even before I met them, because they were at the wrong building. And when I end up at the wrong building, I send a text and say, shoot, I ended up in the wrong spot. I'll be there in a minute. I have the cutest video from them, where they then showed me the view of our building from where they were. Plus they were super determined. The elevator wasn't working because it was under construction. They still found a way in. So I knew that we had to be in business with them, and I'm so grateful that we have. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And then we have Maria Smolak, who is going to be a part of the Gamboa team. She was here last week and newly licensed agent. I know she's going to do wonderful things with that team. And then Danny Shinato, newly licensed, and her nickname is Blue, and she's aptly nicknamed. She's got gorgeous blue hair. All right, broker moment. We're going to whip through this fast because I want to get to our main event. But who noticed that we had some changes to the buyer broker agreement and to the exclusive right to sell? Okay, quick crowdsourcing. Who has gone through, watched the webinar, or feels super clear about the changes that are in the contract? Okay, so we're gonna go through that. So changes aren't major. And I grabbed some screen grabs of the highlighted versions of the contract during the webinar that the board put on to explain the changes. So in the slides, you can look at those and take kind of a closer look at the changes that are in place. So section 1, they just defined closing. That's the only change there. Section 2, you can see more highlighting. So we've got more changes there. Section 2, the biggest change is that, well, in my mind, the biggest change is that instead of being called the BAC, Buyer Agency Commission, it is now the BBC, Buyer Brokerage Commission, or British Broadcasting Channel. This change was made so that we would match the MLS, so it sounds like the MLS made that change first. And then our contracts changed to match it. And then the section that talks about satisfaction by a third party. So here in 2.2, so first off, 2.1 change here is that it's in all caps, buyer agrees to pay. And then it is called the BBC, which is listed in 2.2. It also in 2.2 talks about that brokerage fee being paid by a third party. So who is the third party that they're referring to if they say a third party may pay this on the buyer's behalf? The seller, exactly. And so this section, it is the same as what we had in the previous contract, which did state that this obligation could be satisfied by at that time, BAC, which was offered on the MLS. But it just goes in a little bit more in depth to what that looks like. And it states that if the third party is not paying that amount, or if the amount offered by the third party does not satisfy the full obligation of this contract, that the buyer still owes that fee. So really, the design of this is to clarify the options that are available and to really reinforce that the buyer's commission is the buyer's responsibility. This is not a seller's commission. This is the buyer's responsibility. This has always been the case, but it just hasn't necessarily been clear in our contract, and it definitely hasn't been clear in our languaging around the contract. Then 2.3 just states that that brokerage fee is due and payable at the time of closing. Term of agreement, let's see, I think we went a little bit out of order. Nope, that's just it. Oh, okay. So on this section where it talks about if the amount paid by the third party is not sufficient to cover the amount agreed upon in this contract. One option is that the buyer pays that amount out of pocket. The other option is that the third party, there can be a negotiation with the third party, either with the seller or with the listing brokerage to pay that balance. Now, there has been some debate over this. So who thinks that commissions cannot be included in the original contract? See, y'all are cheating, because I get this question
used to be
all the
that
time.
way.
It did used to be that way, yes.
Now it's not.
So what cannot be in the contract, what would be a breach of the code of ethics is to attempt to change an agreement that already exists between the seller and the listing agent. So in other words, we can't change that commission. We can't change the commission that is listed on the MLS or ask for that to be changed. We can, however, ask for them to pay additional commission to what is listed on the MLS. And that can be included in the offer, and it should be included in the offer. And the form that you use to do that is the real estate brokerage payment addendum. So if you've not used this, jot that down, search it on your forms, take a look at it. It's pretty straightforward, and it just states that in addition to compensation offered by the seller's brokerage to buyer's brokerage, the seller agrees to pay either a dollar amount or a percentage. And the thing to note on that is that it is in addition to. So if there is a situation where, let's say they were offering 1% buyer's agent commission, buyer brokerage commission on the MLS, and you wanted to come back and ask for another 1% because your buyer agency agreement was for 2%, you would put 1% here, not 2%. Does that make sense? Okay. Then dispute resolution, they have changed this so that now, at the option of the parties, you can seek mediation, but you also are not required to seek mediation any longer. I think that's actually a positive change. While I believe that mediation is oftentimes the very best resolution, it can stretch things out and make it take longer and open it up to a misinterpretation of the law. And so this just removes the requirement to go to mediation. And then section 8, I'm not sure if we get that in. We don't, but section 8 just states that the buyer forfeits any right to participate in a class action lawsuit. So this does not remove the buyer's ability to sue the agent or the brokerage. It just removes the ability to participate in a class action lawsuit. And obvious reasons for the inclusion of that section. And then on section 14, this just clarifies that if any provision of the buyer broker agreement is found to not be enforceable, everything else that's in that agreement is still enforceable. Just that one section would be removed. Exclusive right to sell, pretty much the same changes. Section 1, you'll see they changed ending to be in all caps. They did that, y'all, because we make mistakes on this section a whole lot. So this is just my PSA. The date you're gonna put in there, that's the date that it ends, not the date that you're entering into the agreement. That's a very, very common mistake. So to try and fix that mistake, they put it in all caps. Brokerage fee, they just added in the language that it has been negotiated. Additionally, seller has negotiated. It defines closing and then clarifies that a portion of that commission will be shared with the buyer's agent. And then broker fee, again, negotiated, compensation offered on the MLS. The other thing to note with these changes is you may have noticed on the MLS, the client version of property information now shows that buyer brokerage commission as well. So that's, again, adding to the transparency of this is the compensation that is being offered on this property, so that a buyer who has a buyer broker agreement can look at that and say, okay, they're offering 3% and I have a buyer broker agreement for 3%. So this would satisfy my full requirement, or the alternative. Dispute resolution, same changes in the other one. Class action waiver, same changes in the other one. Section. And then that, same thing with the entire agreement, that if there was a section that was found to be unenforceable, they don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, the rest of the agreement would still be enforceable. Questions on that? Okay, so the two things that I'll mention, I think it would be a good idea when going into pricing conversations and compensation conversations with your listings to have a copy of the buyer broker agreement and agency disclosure, so that when you're talking about commissions and you're saying the buyer is going to have made an agreement with their agent for some level of compensation, you can have them look at that agreement so that they know what that looks like, and they can see that it states that the seller is going to pay some or all of that, and what happens if they're not. And I would lean into the fact that compensation is now shown on the client's version of the property printouts. This is a level of transparency that helps to reinforce the fact that you don't work for free, helps to reinforce if you are receiving less commission than what was agreed upon with them, that there should be some conversation about that. And shows that there is just, again, transparency, and that this is not a fixed price, that there is no guarantees of that. A few things to note: if you are going to take a reduction on your commission. So in other words, let's say that you have a buyer broker agreement for 3%, and the property that they purchase, the seller is only willing to do 2.5%, and there's a difference there. You can collect that from the buyer, or you can negotiate for the seller to cover it, or you can choose to waive that. If you are going to waive some part of your commission, you should have an addendum to this agency agreement stating that the total commission you will receive is blank, and then that is the amount that's being paid by the seller, and that the balance is going to be waived. I like that change as well. Because if you are going to give your client something for free, they should know they are getting something for free. It's a mistake that I see agents make when they just say, "Oh, these guys are so nice and I don't want them to have to come out of pocket." And so it's okay, the commission isn't quite what we've agreed to, but I can be fine with this. That's great if you choose to do that, and they should know they got that gift so that they can be appreciative of that gift. And it sort of loses its luster if you keep it quiet. That's all of the additional takeaways I have on this. Take some time to go through it, and then they won't be addressing this contract specifically in Gary's class, since this one is obviously local. But they will be talking about the ideas of how you talk about compensation, how you talk about value, and how you keep out of trouble with doing that. You've got your marketed glances, take a look at those. We'll go through them more in depth next week. And then we have ProMedia, who is here today sponsoring our lunch and team meeting. So thank you for being here.
Yes, you guys hear me?
Yes, sure.
There we go.
Cool. Well, thank you for having us. Really excited to be here. I'm Lennon Vaughn. This is Austin. He's one of my photographers. And our company's name is ProMedia Co. We're a full service listing media company here in Salt Lake City. We offer photo, video, 3D tours, pretty much the whole shebang. But what we do is, we're in Salt Lake City. Homes are gonna sell no matter what, what photography you use, but what our photography does is we help you guys win your next listing through our photography. So we've got consistent quality, unparalleled service, and beautiful content that agents use to, win their next listing. We currently service over 500 agents in the state of Utah, and I want to take my experience and expertise to help you learn more about real estate media, learn more about branding yourselves, and also, win your next listing. So if you want to, so here are some of the services that we offer. We have 24-hour turnaround on all of our services. We offer anywhere from photo, video, 3D tour, virtual staging, 2D floor plans, just anything you can really think of. And I'm going. So here's the here's the quality that you can expect on every property that we shoot. All of our photographers are trained in a very specific way. Everyone shoots the same way. So we have a 1 month long kind of shadow training period with all of our photographers. We currently have 4 amazing photographers. And we cover from Logan to Nephi all the way up to Heber City and Camas. So here is an example of this video.
Aspen Campground in the promontory neighborhood of Park City, Utah. This is a brand new home that just finished. Come on in and check it out.
So, or you could play a little bit longer on that, just so I can see more of it. So we like to offer a lot of opportunities for our clients to get in front of the camera. So, we call them agent intros. You can be walking around in the property. It's really the best way to market yourself as well as the property. This is a really popular product that we offer. We call them agent reels. So, you know, we'll follow you around your house. You don't have to have a mega, you know, $10 million listing. We've done these on very average properties as well. And since this is our third time doing a presentation, we wanted to mix it up a little bit. And out of these, or go back to the examples. Out of these two cameras, which one do you guys think we used to film this video? We've got this iPhone on a gimbal, and we have a full setup here on like a standard camera.
Gimbal's the key.
Yeah, the gimbal's the key, but based off the quality that you're seeing, which one do you think that we used to film these videos?
Be the biggest iPhone.
iPhone? Yeah, you're correct. So these were filmed on an iPhone. You know, iPhones can, we film a lot of our social media stuff on an iPhone, and we wanted to give you a little bit of like a tip on, I mean, who here takes their own kind of like videos at their listings, you know, just to show up like open houses and stuff. So here are a couple tips. So these gimbals, these are $150. You can get them at Best Buy. Get these at Best Buy, and you know, $150. So the first thing you're going to, so here are a couple tips to using this. I'm not holding this. So you're gonna want to let's see. Just one's in.
Yeah. It's
Oh, this for okay.
for Zoom,
The
yeah.
microphone's mostly for Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're gonna want to turn the gimbal on, of course. So we're gonna make sure the camera is level. So what I mean by that is making sure that the verticals on the camera are not slanted at all. So they've actually got a leveling feature here, but what I'm doing is I'm just using like the straights of that window. Obviously, make sure the camera is turned off. Then I'm gonna set it to 0.5, which a wide angle setting on your camera on the iPhone, they call it the 0.5 setting. Lock the tilt of the gimbal, so that means that the gimbal, no matter if you move forward or backwards, it's not gonna, you know, move forward or backwards. So you want to lock the tilt. That's a big tip. And then to that, there's an app that you use. I can help you guys out with this. But you know, if you use the app that comes with the gimbal, they have the option to lock the tilt. So like here's an example of a tilt not being locked. So you see how the gimbal is like moving up and down. So once I have that tilt locked, you get a really cinematic effect just because like it looks super professional. But and then yeah, step 4 is just to record and shoot, and yeah, that's pretty much how you do it. So another service that we offer is short form video. You know, to stay in front of people's eyes, you want to be posting a couple times a week, and you know, you don't always have a listing to post about. So, you know, short form videos about Park City or the area that you sell in, or you know, your favorite local restaurant, or just real estate tips in general. That's what this is. Then obviously we also offer 2D floor plans as well as 3D tours. And our booking service is really easy. We have an online booking service that takes 2 to 5 minutes to schedule, or we also have 9 to 5 support online to take any email, text, or call orders as well. And yeah, who here already has a photographer that they work with? Most people generally do, but you know, save us in your phone as your backup photographer, or take a picture of this screen.
And we'll send this out too.
Yeah.
In the recap email so that they can have it.
Perfect, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, take a picture of the screen, save it in your phone. We have a promo going out for you know, your first shoot with us, you get a $300 off, so you can get a full first shoot completely free, or if you want to do one of our bigger packages, you know, you still get a $300 off. But so just use this code ProMedia24 when you're ordering to, you know, use this for free for your first time. You know, if your other photographer is late or something, or doesn't show up. Not that that happens a lot, but you know, it does happen sometimes. But yeah, does anyone have any questions?
Hi, Lennon, Laura Astle.
Hey, Laura.
Okay, I can vouch for this. He is amazing. He does a lot. He does all of if you Google if you look at any of Heidi Ingham's listings, they're amazing. So Google her and see what he does. And she's one of the top agents at PHHS, but I've used these guys and they're amazing.
Thank you.
And yes, they do headshots.
Yeah, we also do a
They've done
headshot.
ours, then you saw them today.
Thank you so much, Laura.
Thank you for being here. And then y'all, I went so far over. I was not planning on having our contract updates, and so I apologize. I really hope that you are able to stay for our full training, because we have the incredible Megan Bishop, who is here to talk to us about eliminating fixed beliefs. Shauna has been really excited to have Megan here because she attended one of her seminars or workshops and found that it was really powerful for Shauna. And if you know anything about Shauna's business the last year, she definitely got through a lot of limiting fixed beliefs because she had an incredible year. So Megan, thank you for being here and so gracious with your time, and I am sorry for going so far over.
No, that's okay.
And we've got you, Mike.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. Well, hey guys, thanks for hanging in there. I know we're gonna go a bit over, so I'll cut a few things so you guys can get to lunch. But I just want to start. It should be, okay, yeah. By thanking Shauna, who invited me here today to talk to you lovely people about mindset and limiting beliefs. And so hopefully you'll walk away with a few tips and tools that you can take into your business as you move forward. So I'll just start by sharing just a little bit about me, so you know why I'm up here speaking to you. I am a mindset and transformation coach, and I'm trained through the Jay Shetty Certification School. Has anyone ever heard of Jay Shetty? Yeah. So I was trained there with him. I'm also mindset, breath work, and yoga trained, and I most recently got my NLP practitioner certification, which stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming. And why that's important is because it has given me some deeper foundations, tools, and models to use with my clients to literally remap the wiring of our minds that is holding us back, even though we don't always know what's happening. So in my past life, which I like to call it now, I spent 19 years in the corporate world. I was in finance. I did financial planning for high net worth individuals and families. And I really loved what I did, but I got to a point where I was just knowing in my soul it was not my passion and I was meant for more. So at that time, my daughter was then grown up. Actually, today's her birthday. She's 27 today, but she was very independent, moved out and never boomeranged back home. And I was divorced, and I was at a point of asking myself, what do I really want to do? What's my passion? So that sent me on a mission to figure that out. And I did it. I quit my job after 19 years. I took an adult gap year and traveled through Europe solo. And that year I learned an immense amount about myself. Emotionally, physically, mentally, all the things. And it led me to where I'm at right now. I also gained a lot of perspective, and people who have traveled, you guys understand the education that goes with just traveling and meeting people from different cultures, different backgrounds, understanding the mindsets of different ways people are raised, things like that. So that's ultimately turned me into a lifelong nomad at this point. So I've spent some time in Costa Rica. My next stop is South America, where I'm going to start in Argentina. So if anyone's ever been, love some tips. But I only share all of that with you because as that was my journey and my path to standing in front of you here today, I know you guys also have had your own stories, your own paths that brought you here, where you are in this beautiful industry of real estate. And so without knowing each of you individually, I think I can make an assessment that you guys are mentally strong. Because I understand the ups and downs of these industries on a surface level, because I know a lot of people in the industry, but you know, you guys obviously are mentally tough and you've been able to weather the ups and downs of the market and have a growth mindset. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to come back and do it year after year after year. That being said, we're all human and we have thoughts and beliefs and things that are really running in the background of our minds that we don't realize could be holding us back from reaching that next level up in our businesses. And so that's what I'm here to talk to you guys about today. Let's talk a little bit. Oh, here we go. So today we're going to talk about some mindset shifts. What I'd like you to walk away with is just an understanding of what a limiting belief really is. And then we're going to explore what those beliefs are with you internally. And then I'm not going to leave you hanging. I'm going to leave you with some next steps where you can dig into the roots of that and just explore that a little further. So that's what we're going to cover today. As I am a meditation teacher, I love to start these things with a very short meditation. So if you guys are game, I would like to do that with you right now. So I just ask you to get real comfortable in your seats. And we're going to start by just taking a few breaths. I know you guys are running from one thing to the next and we're thinking about what we've got next on our agenda and our lunches, but we're just going to take a moment to ground and be present. So if you guys will just gently close your eyes. We're going to start with 3 deep breaths in the nose and out of the mouth. Inhaling deeply, filling your belly with air all the way up to the top. And then slowly exhale out of your mouth, just allowing the air to pour out. Again, inhale, slow. And exhale, relax a little bit deeper in your seat. And last time, slow inhale, just filling your body with peace and presence. And exhale, just letting it all go. And as you sit in this state of groundedness, just allow yourself to be here, be now. Just follow your breath and my voice as we begin to focus on your senses. Allow yourself to become fully present in this moment. Taking a moment to notice the sensation of touch. Feel the weight of your body being supported by the chair beneath you. Feel your feet touching the ground. Notice the texture of the fabric or the ground below. Feel the air gently caressing your skin. Just allowing yourself to sink deeper and deeper into this physical experience. Now let's shift our attention to sound. Take a moment to listen to the sounds around you. Notice the distant sounds, the subtle hums, and the rhythm of your own breath. Let the sounds wash over you without judgment or analysis. Simply observe this symphony of life's unfolding in this very moment. Next, bring your awareness to your sense of smell. Notice any aromas in the air around you. Breathing in deeply, taking in the scents that surround you.
allowing these scents to transport you to a place of peace and tranquility. Now let's focus on taste. Become aware of any lingering taste in your mouth or the sensations of your tongue against your teeth. Take a moment to appreciate the gift of taste and the nourishment that it brings our bodies. Finally, let's explore our sense of sight, even with our eyes closed. Imagine a soft, warm light enveloping you. Visualize this light expanding and spreading through your entire body, filling you with a sense of calm and serenity. As you bask in this gentle light, visualize yourself in a place of natural beauty, maybe a lush forest, a serene beach, or a breathtaking mountaintop. Allow the vivid colors and peaceful scenery to ignite a sense of awe and wonder within you. A few more deep breaths, fully immersing yourself in the present moment, embracing all the sensations that surround you. Knowing that throughout your busy days, you can always return to this place of sensory awareness whenever you need to ground yourself in the present moment. Carry this sense of mindfulness and appreciation with you as you go forward in your day. Taking one last deep breath in. And one cleansing breath out. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes and bring your awareness back to the space. Okay. Thanks, guys. I always like to do that because we're running so fast and there's so much going on that sometimes just a 2-minute centering of yourself can really change your state. And it is actually a really helpful tool when you're, we talked a lot about negotiations and things like that. When you're in a heightened state of stress, literally 2 minutes of breath and calm can get you centered, change your state of mind, and allow you to move forward with more ease. So thank you for doing that with me today. Today we're going to talk about limiting beliefs. And I want you to raise your hand if you've heard the term limiting beliefs before. Okay, most of you have, which is amazing. So I call limiting beliefs the itty bitty shitty committee in the back of your head. It just sticks with me thinking it that way. Or in the voice of Ted Lasso, stinking thinking. So these are things that are just happening in the background. So quick little story I'm going to share with you is the story of the elephant and the elephant trainer. So the goal of an elephant trainer is to make sure that when they get a baby elephant to be trained, that they teach it to not escape. So they tie a chain around the elephant's leg and then tie the baby elephant's chain to a big log. So the elephant pulls and tries and turns and tries to scoop it up with its trunk and does everything it can to move that log. And finally realizes it's being held captive. It can't go anywhere. It just doesn't have the ability. So eventually that little baby elephant grows big and strong and will not try to get away. All the elephant trainer has to do is tie that chain to a tiny little twig. But this massive grown elephant is a prisoner of its past, a prisoner of its limiting beliefs. And so that is something that we do to ourselves all the time. Maybe something happened in the past. Maybe there was a deal that went bad. And so now you've got that in your mind. And so you don't approach things the same way. Or maybe there's some PTSD from some market cycles way back when. And so you've got certain limitations that are holding you back that you might not quite be aware of. So I always like to say I am like a mix between woo-woo and science, because I'm all about the science, but I'm also all about the woo-woo and the energy and that stuff. So something I think is really fascinating to learn about our brains is that we have 60,000 to 90,000 thoughts a day, just running around in the background of our supercomputers, okay? If you think about that, that's crazy. That's like a lot happening there, right? And of those 60 to 90,000 thoughts a day, 90% of those thoughts are repetitive. They're the same thoughts we had the day before. And that's why a lot of times we feel stuck, we feel stagnant, we feel like it's Groundhog's Day, because our thoughts are literally doing the same thing. Second piece of that, which is fascinating to me, is that 85% of those thoughts are negative. So we've got this little voice in the back of our head telling us, we're not good enough, this is as much as we can make, we're gonna fail at this, like all these things that are just running in the background of our brains every day. I mean, no wonder it's hard to get to the next level, and the next level, and the next level, if we're not combating those thoughts that are working against us. So we're gonna do a quick little exercise here in a little bit, but first, I want you guys to start kind of thinking about what limiting beliefs might be holding you back from getting to that next level in your businesses. Maybe it has something to do with negotiations, as I learned a lot at the beginning of this topic. So maybe it has something to do with that. Maybe it has something to do with thinking that the market's too competitive, or, oh, I just can't network like the other people, so I'm never gonna be as successful. Or maybe it's I'm not tech savvy enough. It sounds like there's a lot of tech happening in the real estate world. So these are just some things that might pop up in your mind. So what I want you to do, if everyone's got a piece of paper and a pen available, and if you don't, I am having something else that I can do this. Yeah, we can.
My paper and pen.
Okay, does everyone have a piece of paper and pen? If not, you can make it up your phone or something too. Okay. So what we're gonna do is I want you to start to move those limiting beliefs from the subconscious mind in the back, and we're gonna move them to our conscious mind so we can work with them. And the only way to do that is to do stream of consciousness, brain dump writing, okay? So I'm gonna set a timer for 5 minutes, and we're gonna do this kind of solo activity. And I want you guys to literally write down every single thought that you can come up with in the next 5 minutes that you think may be preventing you from moving forward in your business. And I don't want you to analyze the thought. I don't want you to judge the thought, because what your logical mind's gonna try to come in and is you're gonna write it down and go, oh, but I know that's not true. And you're gonna erase it. Let it flow. Don't judge it. Go for it. That's the only way to move it forward. So I'm just gonna let you guys go for 5 minutes. I'll set a little timer. Have fun. Any questions? Okay, great. While you're doing that, I'm gonna pass this out. Not gonna share this with anybody, so let it flow. No judgment.
Got one more minute. I'll stop now, keep letting it flow. I start to wrap up. Okay. So. First of all, has anyone ever done that before? Written out the thoughts that are hanging out in the back of their minds? Okay. Would anyone like to share how that made them feel or what they're thinking as they're looking down at their list? Yeah.
It was nice to like actually get it out. It was just all swirling and around in there. And like you said, it's in there every day, every moment of every day. It's freaking heavy.
It can be really, really heavy, right? And we just carry that with us. And whether we walk through life on autopilot, pretend like it's not happening, it's still happening. So that's why it's so important to bring it to the forefront. Anyone else want to share what came up for them? Anything that was surprising or interesting about what came out in that kind of stream of consciousness writing? Yeah.
It was like hard to verbalize it, put English words into it. But it was helpful in the sense of, oh, there it is. It makes more sense to me, all these things that are in the background, right? And I feel like I want to keep going to identify a few more things, but I'm also
Lean into that fear because that fear is gonna help you grow. So I love that. I love that. Thank you.
I think it just made me sad that I didn't stop writing for 5 minutes. That's fine.
It's amazing how much we have to pour out of us when we give ourselves some stillness to do it. And that's the thing when we're, busy entrepreneurs and we're running around all the time, even just taking a moment to be clear about what you're thinking. And like you said, it comes out in how you're feeling more than anything. It's not even that you know the words that are happening back there. So writing it out is such a beautiful exercise. Oh, sorry, I forgot the mic.
Also, I thought Zoom's probably like,
Sorry to go. Yeah, so thank you guys for sharing. Does anyone want to be brave and share one of the things they wrote down? That might have been, maybe you knew it, but writing it down meant something different to you?
Well, I will say one,
Anybody?
because I feel like this is the most unvulnerable thing you could say. So when I'm going through all the other stuff, one of the last thing is, I do not like calling any of my SOI because, one, I feel like I'm bugging them and I will be awkward when I call them and ask for business. I'll feel awkward because it does not flow easily.
Can anyone else relate to that? Belief that Shauna has?
oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and Robin sharing about the phone calls, I'm sure that's an experience everyone feels, but maybe the more seasoned you are, the less you're willing to say that out loud, right? So it's nice to be vulnerable and hear that other people are having the same thoughts that are running through their minds that might be holding you back going forward. Okay, would anyone else like to share before okay. I always encourage sharing, so.
So I'm kind of new in this industry. I have the best mentor ever, my husband, but for me, I feel like I'm not growing fast enough. And sometimes I feel like I ask him so many questions that when I'm not with him, I'm like, oh, I'm not growing fast enough. Do I know the answer to that? And so I feel like that's one of my biggest limiting beliefs. It's like, do I know enough?
Do I know enough? And
It's
learning,
always in this business.
yeah,
It's constantly changing.
and learning how to trust yourself that you do know enough. Yeah, thank you. So I passed out this belief pyramid that I created, and this is just part of it for us to kind of scratch the surface today, because I know we're on a schedule. And I want to get you guys out of here for lunch. But this is the beginning of really digging deep into what we just did, which was, like I said, just scratching the surface, okay? So what I want you guys to do right now is look at your list. And I want you to pick the biggest belief that sticks out to you today. So maybe you look at this a week from now and something else will stick out. But right now, in this moment where you're at today, what is the biggest thing that you wrote down that you think might be holding you back from getting to that next level in your business? And then I want you to write it at the top of the pyramid. Just one main limiting belief that you really want to dig into. I guess for you guys on Zoom, you can just do this on a sheet of paper. This is just a little worksheet. Just pick the key belief that's hitting you the deepest today. And then once you've identified that, I want you to take a moment, and you may need to digest this after, but I want you to take a moment and think about the story associated with that belief. So what is an experience that you had that you feel like prompted that belief in the first place? Maybe it was something, a deal gone bad, or a difficult client, or something like that. So I want you to look at the belief and think of the biggest impact, the story that you have related to that belief. And you could just write a couple words of that, but just something to remind yourself, and you can dig deeper on your own there. Does anyone have a quick story they would like to share that's related to their limiting belief?
Yeah, mine's not really a story, but I feel like I felt the same, like I could have just wrote for 20 minutes. But yeah, my belief I chose was ultimately just not feeling good enough. Like, there's so many people that are better than me. Why even try? You know, or just similar things like that. And yeah, just the story that came to mind for me was just looking at people's social medias, you know, looking at agents who have beautiful listings and all their social media is perfect, or, you know, just stuff like that, and just comparing myself and going, I'm just like a 3-star version of that, or I'm just trying to mimic that, or just feeling like I'm an imposter, like that imposter syndrome.
Yeah, I heard a couple things in there that I hear all the time, which is imposter syndrome, not thinking that you belong in this room with all these amazing people, but you do. And then also the self-comparison. I mean, that is the biggest destroyer of confidence and empowerment and moving forward is comparing yourself to the person next to you. And so really waking up every day and only comparing yourself to the version of you that was yesterday is all we have. That's the only way to move forward with ease and with confidence. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you. I know that I'm sure resonates with a lot of other people having those thoughts. So it's powerful to hear. So this next little section, and we're not going to go through all of this today, but I just want to kind of guide you so that you can go back and do this on your own. But the next little section is what I call mirror beliefs. So this main belief, so sorry, what was your name?
Danielle.
Danielle. So Danielle, your main belief is really, I'm not good enough, which is a very, very deep rooted belief that, that's pretty much the root of almost all limiting beliefs. So the mirroring beliefs, as you guys dig into this, is what else has to be true for that belief to be true? So if you've got kind of your primary belief up here, what other negative beliefs are holding that up, making it true? Okay. So I want you guys to explore that a little bit on your own, and I'll just give a couple examples to put this into some context. So, like the one, the market is too competitive. Like a mirroring limited belief that makes that true is there are already too many successful agents and there's no room for someone like me. So that's an additional mirroring belief there. Or I am too new to the industry. The mirroring belief could be experienced agents always have an edge and clients would never trust me. Things like that. So I challenge you guys to take this and really dig deeper on your own. Does anyone have questions about what the mirroring belief section is?
When we did this exercise in the workshop, this was the part that I feel like was the most empowering.
Yeah.
Because when people started writing the other stuff, it was like, that's not true, but they were writing the supportive things about the main belief. And that's, I think, where you started seeing a lot of breakthrough through people realizing, well, if I'm saying this is also true, but it's not. So I don't know if I'm explaining that well, but I feel like that's a really good one to explore right there, because I feel like in our workshop, that's where most people had their breakthrough.
Yeah, I think you'll start to find in the mirroring beliefs, as you start just pouring those out in the mirror section, you're gonna look at them and go, but that's ridiculous. That one makes no sense. So that can't be true. And if that's not true, then this can't be true. So that's kind of the start of really moving it from the subconscious mind to the conscious mind. Now it's there. You've got it on paper. So now's the time to dig into it and really work with it. So just in an effort of time, I don't want to leave you guys hanging, but I'm going to leave you with that worksheet and you guys can work on that at your own. Also, I am doing a full workshop, which we're going to dig into the rest of this, get really to the story. And then there's another part of this worksheet where we go through and rewrite your story and really create the new version, the new stories that we want to have going on in our minds and how to make that happen. So there's a workshop here next Thursday, the 21st. If you guys would like to come, I would love for you all to be there. There is only 12 openings, so if you're interested, sign up fast. And then in addition, maybe you either can't make it or you're not a group work kind of person. Feel free to set up a private call with me and I'd love to just work through this worksheet with you and help you kind of process and get to the next step. So with that, I will let you guys go to lunch, but I just want to thank you for your time. Does anyone have any questions before I wrap up?
What time is the workshop?
So the workshop is from 6 to 8:30.
What's the cost of that?
And yeah, then that's $22. And Robin will be sending out the link for that to sign up, and or if you would like to speak individually, I'm happy to do that as well.
When might you have another workshop besides the 21st?
I am in town for 2 weeks. But I was thinking if that workshop gets big, maybe we could talk about doing another date. I do online ones as well, so I can keep you posted on what those will be. Yeah, but I'd be happy to talk to you individually too, if that's would work better, so, okay. Well, thank you guys, it was a pleasure to meet you all, I hope to connect with you.
Thank you all for your energy and your interaction and lunch in the kitchen.
I'm such a believer.
Yeah.
Just need to learn hard to learn before you can use it. It's
Removing Washington State is certain. You know everything.
Rising star.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying. This money and drag it out and then it's just. So the site is time. No, I told my dad. Oh, that's the job, because that works out perfectly. Yeah, I'm trying to make money.
Yeah.
Oh, but nice to meet you. Thank you. That was
You, I know, glad. Oh, good.
She gets.
Hey.
No interaction with anybody except this. Did that right away, right? And we're the same person, actually. I think that's what, you know, why my PC made a file for me. And I was just like. Very nice to meet you.
Thank you, very
so
nice to meet you.
much. That was good.
Starting out
Thank you.
here.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and I'm gonna be at Death by Chocolate too.
Well, we'll see you.
I'll see, I would like to come.
I've heard great things. I'm excited. All right, we'll see you guys later. Thank you.
With the.
So I guess I'm supposed to get the information to you.
I have the Mexico rooms, they're.
Sorry, it's hard.
That one is still. Cause she's also been like, so she referred me to her son's girlfriend. She was interviewing so much, like I had.